Good morning. I am Jitendra Srivastav. I am 2001 batch IRPFS officer and I am working as DIG RPF cum General Manager Security in Dedicated Freight Corridor of India Limited. And it is headed by one Managing Director and he is being assisted by Board of Directors. So we have a MD who is basically a civil engineer and he is leading the organization. The Director Operations, Director Project and Planning, Director Infra, Director Finance, and there is a CBO also in the company. But the MD basically, he takes the big policy decisions. And later on, the teams of different departments, they are being assisting the Managing Director and the directors in the field. So this company is being run most of the time by the railway officers on deputation or the officers who have come from deputation, they are absorbed here. But the whole structure of the company is like any other company, but it is Indian Railways PSU, so the officers mostly civil engineers, mechanical and different engineering branch, electrical engineers and all, they are also working in this company. And I am one of them. I am basically from the security branch, so I am dealing with the security setup of the corporation. My office is located at Western Corridor headquarters at Mumbai, and I am working in this project on deputation. I have joined DFCCIL in 2023, and today I am working for one of the most biggest infrastructure project in the history of independent India. Basically, I am working as General Manager Security and making the roadmap for the future security of dedicated freight corridor. This corridor is basically a special purpose vehicle which was formed in the year 2006, and it has got two major corridors. One is EDFC, that is Eastern Dedicated Freight Corridor, which runs from Punjab, Bihar. But from Punjab to Bihar, in between we have different states, and this corridor is 1337 kilometer, 1337 kilometer. Then we have another corridor, that is WDFC, and WDFC is also, it is starting from Dadri, then it is passing through different states like Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, and it is up to JNPT. So the route kilometer for WDFC is 1504 kilometer and EDFC is 1337 kilometer. As we all know that in Indian Railways, we have the issue of traffic congestion, as the concept of DFCCIL was originated in the year 2006, when there was an urgent need to create a dedicated line for traffic services for goods train movement, because in the passenger train sector we have already got a lot of congestion, और वो कंजेशन होने के बाद लाइन कैपेसिटी हमारी बहुत कम हो गई थी और हमारे पास गुड्स ट्रेन और डेडिकेटेड फ्रेट कॉरिडोर्स में जो हम ट्रेन शिफ्ट करते हैं, तो उस कमीशनिंग के बाद आज हमारी 700-750 ट्रेनें दोनों ही ट्रैक से निकल के, इंडियन रेलवे के ट्रैक से निकल के डेडिकेटेड फ्रेट कॉरिडोर में अलग से चल रही हैं. So the purpose, the objective of this project is now getting fulfilled, and we are basically fully commissioned. Most of the time we are 96.1% commissioned, and out of 2741 kilometer, out of 2843 kilometers, we are commissioned around 2741 kilometers. So now from an infrastructure company, DFCCIL is being converted as a logistic company, you can say. This is the largest PSU of Indian Railway, which is working, and it is fully operational. Most of the portions are fully operational. My role is basically as a head of Western Corridor Security Organization of Dedicated Freight Corridor. I am making a roadmap. I am making a future roadmap for DFCCIL, how the security setup will work. So before I can tell you about the security setup, what are the futures plan, I like to give a brief introduction, brief detail how this project is running in different parts of country. And as we all know, country like India, in different states, there are different issues which flare up, which comes up when we are doing some operations, when we are doing train operations. Since DFCCIL don't have the passenger services, and in my language, when I say, I just common man can understand DFCCIL today when it is commissioned, कि यह इंडियन रेलवे का ही एक ऐसा अंग है जिसमें पैसेंजर सर्विसेज को छोड़ के बाकी गुड्स सर्विसेज चल रही हैं. सो इंडियन रेलवे minus passenger services is dedicated freight corridor. What today we can say for this corporation? So we are running through different states. हम लोग पंजाब, हरियाणा, उत्तर प्रदेश, बिहार, गुजरात और महाराष्ट्र को दोनों कॉरिडोर्स को कवर कर रहे हैं. और आज हिंदुस्तान के लगभग 48 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स और 9 स्टेट्स हमारे 3381 रूट किलोमीटर को पूरी तरह से कवर कर रहे हैं. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि 9 स्टेट्स में DFCCIL की लाइनें अलग से जा रही है. और ये लाइन कैपेसिटी जो है हमारी, वो गुड्स ट्रेन के ट्रैफिक को इंडियन रेलवे के ट्रैफिक से शिफ्ट करके ले रही है, जिससे इंडियन रेलवे के ट्रैफिक का कंजेशन दूर होता जा रहा है और कम होता जा रहा है. उससे 2 तरह के फायदे हो रहे हैं. पहला फायदा, जो हमारा गुड्स ट्रैफिक है वो हमको इंडियन रेलवे से हम डाइवर्ट करके अपने रूट पे ले रहे हैं. और इंडियन रेलवे की जो पैसेंजर सर्विसेज हैं, जो ट्रेनें चलती हैं, उनकी पंक्चुअलिटी में भी काफ़ी सुधार हो रहा है, क्योंकि वो लाइन कंजेशन हम लोग ख़त्म कर रहे हैं, कम कर रहे हैं. और इंडियन रेलवे को और गुड्स ट्रैफिक मिल रहा है. ट्रांसपोर्ट सिस्टम में एक पैराडाइम शिफ्ट आ रहा है. इसीलिए इस प्रोजेक्ट को कई बार एक गेम चेंजर के नाम से भी जाना जाता है. वी कैन से दिस अ गेम चेंजर. दिस इज अ मेजर पैराडाइम शिफ्ट in the logistic sector. So DFCCIL is the organization which is working for the transportation, mode of transportation as fast as possible. The speeds of good trains are also increasing. The delivery is basically more efficient and more fast. So the objective of DFCCIL is getting into proper shape today, and we are basically running the trains, and we as a security agency are planning for the day-to-day security and the long-term plans also for this corridor. So DFCCIL, EDFC and WDFC मिला के रेलवे के जोन्स, जो इंडियन रेलवे के जोन सिस्टम है, जो जोनल सिस्टम है, उसके साथ साथ काम कर रहा है. और इसमें हम लोग रेलवे के लगभग 7 जोन्स इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं. वी कैन इंक्लूड 7 जोन्स and 14 railway divisions. Railway divisions, when we say, it is basically DRMs headed divisions and zones are headed by general managers. So हम लोग 7 zones के पैरेलल और कई जगह पे पैरेलल से हट के डिटूर, यानी कि एक लाइन इंडियन रेलवे के साथ चल रही है और कुछ लाइन हमारी इंडियन रेलवे से हट के डिटूर में भी चलती है. लेकिन उसमें 14 मंडलों का या 14 डिविजन्स का बेसिकली इन्वॉल्वमेंट रहता है हमारी वर्किंग में, हमारे ऑपरेशंस में. तो ये DFCCIL का जो रेलवे के साथ का रिलेशन है, वो मैं समझाना चाह रहा था आपको कि 7 रेलवे जोन्स एंड 14 डिविजन्स आर DFCCIL basically terrain where we are working. We have an administrative structure. You can understand, just for the administrative convenience, we have made some CGM units in DFCCIL. We have 14 administrative units which are headed by chief general managers, जो कि railway say either they come from deputation and from other department they are coming from deputation. And also we are taking direct recruitment at the cutting edge level. So in the EDFC, in the Eastern Corridor, we have Ambala, Meerut, Tundla, Prayagraj West, Prayagraj East, DDU, Kolkata. So these are the units basically which are working in Eastern Corridor. And in WDFC, we find Noida, Jaipur, Ajmer, Ahmedabad, Vadodara, and in Mumbai also there are 2 units in Mumbai, Mumbai North and Mumbai South. And look, we have stations also, like we have total 126 railway stations. They are not typically like Indian railway stations. But in both the corridors, they are working as an important unit from where all the issues are, operations are taken care of, और जहाँ से हमारे सारे काम संचालित होते हैं, जहाँ से हमारे सारे काम डे टू डे चलते हैं। तो वो स्टेशंस डीएफसी में भी लगभग इंडियन रेलवे के पैटर्न पे बने हैं। हमारे इंडियन रेलवेज के जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव पैटर्न है या जो ऑपरेशनल का पैटर्न है, देयर इज ओनली वन मेजर डिफरेंस in DFCCIL, that is our block section. When we say block section are the distance between two stations of railways. So in Indian Railways, on an average, 8 to 10 kilometers is the difference between two block sections mostly. But in DFCCIL, we find 40 to 50 kilometers long block sections. So the train movement is being run in those long block sections. And with the operation and command control center at Ahmedabad and one at Prayagraj. Now we talk of the role of security agencies. What is the role of security agency in DFCCIL setup? So look, there are two types of role which are being played by the security agencies, mainly RPF, as RPF has been involved in this project from pre-commissioning and after pre-commissioning also. For the post-commissioning role, we are fully now engaged. So the role is, during pre-commissioning, there are a lot of law and order issues. Whenever you go for any big infrastructure project, there are issues of acquiring land, then encroachment. Then when we go for the construction, the law and order issues are there. So we need to coordinate with local police. And again, there's some issues flare up, like major encroachment issues will come up, and we have to physically act as a coordinator, as a bridge between Indian Railways, DFCCIL and state government agencies. So there, for the police protection, for the law and order, for maintaining peace in that area, the security agencies are involved. So RPF was deployed in DFCCIL in deputation. The officers came from mainstream RPF. They joined DFCCIL and they have been actively involved or proactively involved in getting all the obstructions free, so the contractor, so the company which is working for the infrastructure project, they get the route clear for their construction work, and that is being done by RPF in coordination with local police and divisional RPF also. They are taking the help of them. So the pre-commissioning stage was very important in places like Mumbai, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Bihar, UP. During pre-commissioning stage, there were a lot of law and order issues which were coming. Whenever there was some construction going on, there was some agitation, mass agitation, and all the issues flared up, and with the help of RPF only, local police was involved. And DFCCIL was very much happy to see that the proactive role of RPF helped them in creating an atmosphere of efficient working, and the engineers were able to work freely without the fear and loss of any manpower or without any major obstruction. They were working, and RPF role was flagged very powerfully, and we are working as a nodal agency for all this project before the commissioning stage. Now, after this commissioning stage is done, we say when the commissioning is done, when the commissioning stage is over, we are into the post-commissioning operational stage. So again, in the operational stage, we find a lot of theft issues because, look, this is railway and we are also having vital installations in different parts of our tracks, different parts of our systems. We have vital installations. We have a lot of property all around near the tracks. We have stores, we have automatic location huts, we have signaling system, we have a lot of copper running across the tracks, that is OHE wires, and various important vital, and you can say vital as well as very costly material lying all over the tracks, near the tracks, in the stores, and in and around DFCCIL property. So the Railway Board has decided that all this property will be treated as DFCCIL property, will be treated as railway property, and the RPF of that area, RPF, Railway Protection Force, will register the case and work out the case as same we are doing for the Indian Railway. So after commissioning, when the train operation is taking place, there are issues of threat of theft taking place in the section, and there are another important issues of crime taking place in the coach, in the containers, in the goods freight trains, the crime of RTT, the other type of crime which are basically being you can say these crime are the part and parcel of Indian Railways, where we are moving a lot of trains. So this RTT running train thefts are taking place. So same when we are running railway property in DFCCIL track, we are basically facing such type of small crime or sometimes bigger crime. So the role of security agency becomes important even after the commissioning, and when the trains are fully operational, there will be major issues like you can say there are men run over, cattle run over, sometimes tracks are being basically used by the people during Mela, agitation. So all these periods we have to coordinate with the state police, with RPF, with divisional RPF, with other agencies, so that we are able to do the movement freely without any obstruction. So the important role after commissioning is one, we are basically facilitator of security by removing all the impediments and providing some cost-effective solutions through security audits. That is one of the important role, because security audit is what we can do, what we can advise to the corporation, to dedicated freight corridor authorities, to the senior authorities, that we don't have the luxury of manpower. We can't put man in each and every spot of crime. So we have to do some basic security arrangements. And for that, our advice, our role as a security advisor, a security auditor becomes important. And that role we are playing here, and we are successfully handling those security audits, and things are getting highlighted, and whatever the preventive measures can be taken, DFCCIL administration is taking those measures. So we can say that after coming into picture, the security agencies are playing a very vital role in security audit. Then comes the real role of cooperation with all other departments, units of DFCCIL in improving the efficiency and image of the DFCCIL. That is an important role. We have to coordinate, we have to cooperate with different departments. So we are doing that role, and that role is proactively being taken care of. Then, as I told you, to protect the property of DFCCIL. That is also a very important role, because a lot of property is being handed over now from the contractor to the dedicated freight corridor. So now it's a railway property, so role of RPF to protect the railway property becomes important. Then the role which we play as a bridge between the state and police and law enforcement agencies and the DFCCIL administration, that is being done. Now we have to maintain record, registers, statistics of all crime-related data, of all intelligence input. Then one of the most important role basically which now we are entering into, from the traditional mode of policing, from the conservative model of policing, we have to play a very vital role in balancing between the use of technology and use of manpower. That is a very important role in today's context, because as we all know, manpower is not a luxury today that we can get more manpower and use them everywhere, wherever we want, where we will deploy each and every man to be deployed at the traditional school of policing used to be. We are not different. We are not different. We have to make a balance, and we have to give way to the AI-based solutions, security solutions, artificial intelligence-based security solutions, so that the security system gets proper support from artificial intelligence and the manpower is reduced and there is a balance between both, and minimum use of manpower and maximum use of technology will be the demand of the day, is the need of the day. So we have to work over that as a security advisor, as a security agency. That is being done. Then there are various cases of Indian Railway Act. There is a provision of prosecution. Then RPUP Act, there is a provision of prosecution. If there is some crime takes place, you can say we have to use our men. So the divisional RPF has been provided with that role. So security agencies, we are coordinating with the RPF agencies, RPF in charges and all. They are doing the cases, they are registering the cases, they are working out the case, they are investigating, and they are arresting the people. So there is a deterrent effect, and people should not take that this property is lying vacant, that's lying far and far, so they can use it as their personal property. That is a government property. So the role of security agency to coordinate with divisional RPF becomes important, and that is being done. We have two very beautiful, you can say, state-of-art buildings made as an operation and command control center in Prayagraj. This is called Operational Control and Command Centers, OCCs. And they are acting as a pilots of corridor functioning. They are the pilots of corridor functioning because all the train movement is centrally monitored and operated from both the pilot centers. They are EDFC. We have IMDs. IMDs are basically integrated maintenance depots. The purpose of making IMD was that these IMDs will be used to facilitate the maintenance from all the departments. People from different departments, they will sit in that IMD, and in case of any requirement, they will rush to the spot and they will do the maintenance part. Similarly, in WDFC also, they had 10 IMDs. So this command control center is there. The IMDs are there. They are for the day-to-day monitoring. People from different departments are sitting in that control rooms and command centers, and they are directing the train movement, they are operating the train movements, and these are basically one of the model control room which everyone want to see. After independent India, basically these are the state-of-art control room made in India by DFCCIL, and they both are working very efficiently, very effectively. So when we talk of security structure, we have two types of security structure, two tier of security structure over DFCC. One is the officers being taken on deputation. Deputation, the officers, those who are coming from RPF as a mainstream RPF officers. And we have to follow the hybrid model because we don't have the manpower required in the field directly recruited as a uniform force personnel. So we go for the hybrid model. And in hybrid model, we have hired some DGR guards. DGR guards are nothing but they are Directorate General Resettlement Boards people. They are ex-army men. Those after retirement, they are being used as a security personnel. Even in railways, other department also, they are being used. Like patrolmen, keymen, gatemen. In RPF, they are doing duties of watch and ward duties, like our constable used to do in the field. So they don't have the power to arrest, but they will detain the person. They can inform the RPF officer once they find something wrong in the section. But they are working as a watch and ward in the field, and they are very effectively used. So they are being provided with all the assistance from Indian Railway RPF teams, and the security system is being guarded, is being manned with the assistance of this hybrid model of DGR guards and deputationist RPF. We have totally 83 persons on deputation till date in RPF. They have been approved by Board of Directors as a sanction strength of RPF, and they are in different ranks. The headed by IG rank officer, GGM, Group General Manager, then we have AGMs and DGMs, then GM securities in EDFC and WDFC. The inspector in charges, those who are coming from RPF on deputation, they are called junior managers, and they are called basically executives, constables and head constable rank people are there. So the total strength today is 83 including all. They are purely on deputation. They are working in RPF on deputation allowance and other perks and privilege of the corporation, and they are the nodal security agency which is working for the security of DFCCIL. So in the organizational setup, we can say we have a GGM, one GGM, then GM, JGM, junior manager, executives, and finally this DGR guards is the cutting edge. And they are 704. As per the Board of Directors approval, we have 704 DGR guards, those who are working under RPF supervisory officers, and they are being supervised. They have been provided with GPS, their location is being tracked, whatever duty they are doing in the field, those duties are monitored, and they are being used on day-to-day security patrolling and other, wherever they are required, they are doing the duties. So they are very effective, and they are the backbone of security setup of dedicated freight corridor. Similarly, the offices are different CGM units offices are there in Ahmedabad, in Prayagraj, in other places of corridors. We have the offices, and in the offices, people are for the lien purpose, for all their administrative purpose. These officers and this supervisors, they are attached with the CGM units, and they are doing the duties as per their jurisdiction. Their jurisdiction is being decided by the RPF in charge, the RPF head, as per the crime scenario, as per the black spot areas and all. The deployment is being planned, is being done, and they are being utilized accordingly. Actually, the comprehensive policy for DGR guards, the number was decided, but for them basically there is some customized module of training also. Look, because they are not trained for railway property protection duties, so for them there was a detailed discussion, and finally in different units the number of DGRs were established and they are in the field. So their duty list is decided, and they are being provided with some basic training, customized training module, in which they can be told how to protect the railway property and how to act with the current circumstances where trains are running. So they are being trained on daily basis. Sometimes some refresher courses are there, and then they are being utilized in the field. For the infrastructure also, DFCCIL is providing RPF security people, four-wheelers, motorcycles, and other security gadgets, whatever required, because now the system is being converted into full-fledged operational system. So all the security gadgets which are earlier required for Indian Railway security setup, RPF, now DFCCIL has to use, and they are using it. One of the most unfortunate part of train operations, actually in any train operation, you can say trains, whenever the trains are increasing, the unfortunate part, people are not aware of crossing the track, the danger of crossing the track. They are crossing the tracks unintentionally, they don't know what is the result, and major serious runovers, man runover are taking place, in which the life of people is also being lost, and this is the most unfortunate part. We are trying our level best to aware people, because our train speed is more than 70-80 km per hour. Sometimes it is 90, 100, not below 60, 70. So in such speed, the driver of train can't stop the train by watching any person crossing the track, because it's a danger and he has to run the train. He can't use the emergency brake because there is a braking distance limit and there are a lot of technical things. So just to save the person, he can't stop the train, and the person who is crossing the track has to save himself. So only thing is that no trespassing is being permitted. As per law also it is not good. It is punishable offense. In some cases there are suicide cases. In few cases there are unintentional run over where people are crossing the track. So RPF as an agency and other agencies, we are just awareing the people. We are creating lot of module we have made, films we have, short film we have made, going to village and village, going to the schools and colleges, and telling the people that what are the losses. There are the human loss, man loss, family में any death which takes place in a family. अगर कोई मर जाता है तो पूरा इंसिडेंस नहीं है, वो एक पूरी प्रोसेस हिस्ट्री कहना चाहिए, पूरा एक घटना नहीं है एक किसी के लॉस होने की, किसी के मरने की. वो पूरा परिवार ख़त्म कर देता है, पूरे परिवार की इकोनॉमी को पूरा हैम्पर करता है. उसके अलावा इमोशनल जो चीज़ें होती हैं वो साथ साथ चलती हैं और पूरी ज़िंदगी उसका वो ख़त्म नहीं हो पाता ट्रॉमा. तो हमको नहीं चाहते कि हमारे ट्रैक पे 4 से 5 लोग पर डे या पर वीक कोई रिपोर्ट आती है तो ऐसे केसेस होते हैं. तो वी आर ट्राइंग टू अवेयर द पीपल थ्रू डिफरेंट मॉडल. देन आफ्टर अवेयरनेस ड्राइव्स we are looking into security solutions also. One is the important solution is, one most important and most powerful solution is identifying the black spots from where people are crossing the tracks. वहाँ पे फेंसिंग करके रोड को बंद करके ट्रैक पार ना करें, उसमें भी लोगों से अपील करते हैं कि उसको तोड़े ना, हमारी दीवारों को, हमारी फेंसिंग को तोड़ देते हैं. लेकिन हम लोग कोशिश करके उसको फेंस करके उन केसेस को कम करने के लिए वी आर ट्राइंग टू क्रिएट बेसिक सिक्योरिटी अरेंजमेंट, बेसिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सपोर्ट सो दैट पीपल शुड नॉट क्रॉस द ट्रैक. Here also the rule of security audit comes into picture. We have to identify such spots where people are more, where people are crossing the track, where some melas taking place. कुछ मेले हो रहे हैं, कुछ फंक्शन हो रहे हैं, तो लोग ट्रैक क्रॉस करके शॉर्टकट जाते हैं. हमारे यहाँ इंडिया में डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ इंडिया वी हैव, कभी छठ का फेस्टिवल होता है, कहीं दशहरा होता है, तो ट्रैक के आसपास में तालाब होते हैं, मेले होते हैं, ऐसे कई इंसिडेंसेस हो चुके हैं. तो हमारा मकसद ये रहता है कि लोगों को अवेयर करें और वो स्पॉट्स आइडेंटिफाई करें एंड कुछ कॉशन क्रिएट डेवलप करें जो ड्राइवर्स हॉर्न बजाते हुए ट्रैक को क्रॉस उस एरिया में उस पीरियड में जाए. तो ये सारी चीज़ें ऑडिट, सिक्योरिटी ऑडिट करके ही पता लग पाता है. Apart from that, fire incidences are very serious in railways, in damaging railway property sometimes. So the role of RPF is fire audits. We are conducting it from time to time. A lot of vulnerable locations where there are a lot of, you can say, unwanted grass developing near the track, in the vital stations, near the vital installations and all. So we are playing that audit reports we are sending to the administration to clear those things so that no major mishap or mishappening takes place. So security audit is an important part, and all the information being taken care of through data management system. We are updating the data, we are uploading the data, and these things are being basically, you can say, reviewed and checked time to time in our weekly meetings so that if some new spots are being developed, they are taken care of. So these are some of the basics of security system which is working in DFCCIL. So when the train operation is being run, naturally there will be crime, and then the crime will take place, the cases will be registered, the cases will be handed over by police or RPF, whatever, and DFC also. There are a lot of arrests being taking place in 2000. If we go for last 1 year, we have arrested around 364 people in Railway Act, handed over to RPF. In WDFC, around 86 people and handed over to RPF. So these are some of the cases which we can infer where are the spots, so what are the preventive measures we can take. So this type of crime is being handled, taken care of by RPF or security agencies. That is being done. So this project is being treated as one of the most ambitious projects of independent India. because as we already know, and I've already discussed this, that this is one of the most biggest project of Indian Railway, in which it is acting as a game changer, and a huge paradigm shift has taken place in the transport, in the logistic industry, as Indian Railway is running the train in different track and altogether a different track as done earlier in the same track of Indian Railways. DFC is running the trains, and different models are being formed. Different models are being formed. Like there is one very interesting model, that is TOT model. When we talk of TOT model, TOT is nothing but truck on trains. So DFCCIL started this project by having a memorandum of understanding with Amul Federation, Amul Corporation, Amul Federation, which is a milk producer or one of the largest milk producer of India. In the Western India, they have the head office at Anand in Gujarat, in Baroda. So DFCCIL operating team, they have a MOU with this Amul, and the trucks, those who were moving on road, the trucks were moving on road with milk containers and carrying it all over the country. So now DFCCIL have provided them the facility of truck on trains. The truck are being loaded with milk on the train, and they are moving in the DFCCIL track. The drivers, they have been provided with space to sit in the train, and wherever the unloading is taking place, wherever they have to get down, they get down with the truck, and the driver move around in the cities and all, and they come back as an empty. And again, this turnover is very good and very important. And you will not believe this project, this is one of the leading business model which is being followed. And this is, you can say, saving a lot of pollution also, as the road transport, the congestion of tankers, they are being shifted to railways. So that is eco-friendly also, you can say. And we are doing a lot of good work for the atmosphere, for the environment also. So this truck on train model is highly successful model, a very interesting model which is being run. So this is one of the most important achievement in the logistics sector. Apart from that, there are various e-shopping, e-marketing companies like Amazon, Flipkart and other. The delivery has increased. The delivery time has increased, as we have different goods sheds, different sheds from where the loading is taking place, and the average speed of goods train is coming around 60, 70 sometimes in the section. So the transportation from A point to B point is becoming very, very faster, safer, and we can track the movement, we can track the transport, we can track the goods, we can track our dedicated freight corridors movements of these goods train. Another important part is that we are running with double-decker containers in WDFC. Double-decker containers means big loads are moving in DFCCIL. The loads are bigger, the rakes are bigger, everything is basically faster. So it's a huge change in the logistics, in the transportation sector, and the results are being now obvious. Due to this, the congestion on one part, the punctuality part of Indian Railway in some areas is improving, and another part, the commercial, this movement of goods train, dedicated goods train is bearing a lot of fruits, and railway system is recognizing this. And sooner, the only patch of around 100 kilometers which has to be connected up to JNPT is Navashera port in Mumbai. It is being taken care of. Now the work is in progress, and hopefully by the end of December 25, this track will also be connected. It took time because there were a lot of issues in Mumbai area. There were a lot of land issues, lot of litigations, and entering into a Mumbai suburban itself is a Herculean task. The encroachments were there, And when the gestation period is longer, you will find re-encroachment. The land was encroached. Then there were a lot of litigations. Then environmental issues also, like mangroves plantation. You can't. The mangroves are sacrosanct. So for that you have to got a lot of permissions, a lot of orders from courts, high courts, national tribunals, NGTs and all. They are involved. So you have to justify the cutting of those trees and then replacing them with the newer ones, and the law and order issues, and there were agitation, there were a lot of demands from the people. Whenever some projects enter into the area of some village or some places, people come up with a lot of demands. Few demands are reasonable, no doubt, but there are some demands which are unreasonable also. You have to convince them. So in places, densely populated places like Mumbai, where land itself is more than diamond, or you can say more than that, more precious than diamond, there were a lot of issues with the land. And now slowly and slowly, with the proactive involvement of all the departments, RPF, police, these encroachment issues, these multi-storied buildings, when we are completing some project and we have made a DPR earlier, that DPR, after that DPR is approved, you find some obstruction on the way. Some markets, some buildings, some residential areas, they will come on the way. Some jhuggi jhopdi clusters. So these are all of the hazards of densely populated areas, for which in Mumbai sector it took time. It took a lot of time. But slowly, things are resolved, and now the project is taking a big, you can say a big leap forward in the Mumbai sector also, in the Mumbai area also. So the project completion will take place once it is connected with JNPT. Once it is connected with JNPT, the 100% commissioning will be declared, and DFCC will be fully operational. Till now, it is just 96.4% operational, but the actual connectivity, finally connectivity, after this, the connectivity will be done with the JNPT. The infrastructure part will be over. Now again, when we work for such projects, you can see there are different criminal angle also they are involved, because the copper, the quality of copper being used, as we already know that in DFCCIL we are running double-decker containers. The copper quality is much higher than the normal copper which we are using in Indian Railway. So theft of copper, OHE wire, it was more basically for the criminals, for the receivers, for the rolling mill people. This copper was very precious. So a lot of theft, initially some theft took place. But with the basically proactive intervention of RPF and police and local DFCCIL people and all, these thefts were detected in Gujarat, in Maharashtra, in some portion of UP, Allahabad, Kanpur, all other places gangs were detected, gangs were worked out. And since it was a very prestigious project and it was being monitored at PMO level, every level it was being monitored. The project is funded by Japan, so there is a monitoring from Japan. JICA. JICA is a financial agency which is providing support, financial support. Finances are being taken care of. So all these agencies were also worried when some theft takes place. The contractors are worried because they have their limitations. They are working in a alien terrain. They are coming from different part of country. So for them, they need some support from security agency, law and order agencies, so that their work can be completed. So for this, RPF has played a very vital role. And finally, the contractors and the company and the people are realizing that without this role of policing, it was not possible to go ahead with the project. There are a lot of case studies also where we can find people were not ready to cooperate with the construction project. They were agitating. Then there were theft cases which were detected by RPF team. They went for full-fledged detection with local police, and with the help of local police, the security team of different units, they got the investigation done. Finally, the culprits were arrested. They were charge-sheeted, and the property was recovered from the criminals. So these were some of the case studies. Cases were finally worked out. But again, when we talk of policing, when we talk of traditional school of thought of policing, conservative policing. We need now to shift our focus from that. So the importance of artificial intelligence was realized, and artificial intelligence based security solutions. For that, CCTV camera as one part, as one important part, but intrusion monitoring system where no unauthorized person can enter into our vital installations. We have got different pilot projects being sanctioned, and they are being worked out. Their effectiveness is being judged, and the committees are made, they are working over it. CCTV cameras are being installed, but CCTV cameras are not alone. So for vital installations, we have made some integrated security solutions where biometric access is one of them. Then RFID based entry, wherever any unauthorized person, if he enters into that cyber space of ours made by our team or our AI team, if he enters that area, the alarm will be there. There will be some SMS based alert generated at the control room, and that will be passed to the nearest available operator, nearest operator security people, so that immediate reaction time is saved and people will rush the spot and the crime is prevented. So for all these, the security audit done by the security team is being taken care of, and people are working over it, and there are still a lot of things remain to be done. But whatever had been done, it is done like a pilot project, but it is really giving some impact to the security system of DFCCIL. So technology adoption is one of the important part. All the units, they are installing this and they are working over it, because the rate of return is much more than what the investment is being done. Yeah, whatever the investment will be done in the security setup, the rate of return is not tangible, but it is much more than what is being expected. The rate of return will be like some stoppage of train, some crime taking place, and the detention of train for 2 hours, for 3 hours, just because of crime. It will cost more than whatever we are investing. So DFCCIL has taken a proactive measure, and they are doing the preventive policing also. For that, CCTV surveillance and other security solutions which are AI based are being worked out. Then some innovative steps, you can say, but cost effective steps in vital installation are being done by upgrading the locking system, the lock system, then some providing some extra layer of security to other vital installations by welding and making it fortified, creating iron cage for counterweights, and whatever theft, prevention of theft, the action being taken by security audit, security teams, and they are basically saving the manpower, as well as the crime rate is also being reduced in the section. Some of the innovations for, you can say, like iron doors, then fortified structure, then double welding, then sometime we are making iron cage of structures, interlocking the doors, and the padlocks are made, customized padlock used for our vital installations, camera based padlocking, and all these are being planned. So another important thing is, as already discussed, that this fencing work are being planned, so that no unauthorized movement takes place in the track, and wherever the black spots are there, the solutions, this basic security arrangement is being enhanced. Some local issues will always be there, but RPF, another team, is taking care of those issues. Like in EDFC, in WDFC, there are some places where theft of ERCs, the pendole clips, and all material, engineering material took place. But with the support of local RPF and local police, policing is being done, cases are being worked out. And their security issues are basically evolving issues. Sometimes the new issues flare up. For that, the total support of local police is being taken, from RPF is being taken. One of the, when the commissioning was not done and our OHE overhead, all electrical wires were not charged, So the major challenge was theft of OHE wires in different parts, and the gangs were arrested. Finally, the cases were worked out, and the connection was given smoothly, and the train operation started. But during OHE theft, it is a very Herculean task because the gangs are from different parts of country, and they come to the section, and in the night time they are basically they are just attempting a theft, and sometimes they are successful, sometimes they are not successful. That was a major challenge for DFC RPF, and people were able to overcome that challenge. Then you can say one of the important role in coordination. Actually, coordination I have already discussed. But look, this is a new organization. This is a new corporation where it is working as a railway only, almost like a railway because it's a railway's PSU and the operation has taken place. But for local police, it's a new thing. If any crime takes place, they have to be sensitized. They have no idea about this, our institution. They have no idea about our movement in the section. So we are coordinating with senior most level. Our junior officers are coordinating at the Thana cutting edge level. And that coordination, we are able to present the importance of the project and how this is important and what they are doing for the nation cause. And in the national interest, police is supporting. In other states, every state, police is cooperating. But for them also, this is altogether a new thing. So to sensitize them, it is our duty. It is the duty of RPF officer to meet them and to sensitize about the project. And that is being done, that is being taken care of. Similarly, training part is very important because it's a new setup. So people entering into a new era, they have to be trained according to our customized module, according to our requirements. That is being taken care of by RPF, and DGR guard training, and local people are being involved, and all these things are done on daily basis, almost daily basis. Security systems are being digitized. The signaling system is very high tech. So all these things are being planned in future. For future disaster management teams are required. So that is being also planned. How to identify the deficiencies in the system, then overcome those deficiencies. This is also part of that. Now we have a major challenges, as we can say that there are a lot of issues related to jurisdiction because this is a corporation. When this is a corporation, this is a railway corporation, no doubt. But in the security setup, there is an agency which is called GRP, Government Railway Police. They are not aware of DFCCIL because GRP is basically meant for passengers, passenger security, IPC crimes taking place in the section, in the trains and all. So whatever crime is taking place in trains against the passenger, GRP is responsible. But in DFCCIL, since we are not running passenger trains, and in emergency only there is a provision when the routes are not available after derailment or some emergency take place. DFCCIL, that time they will allow the running of train, that queue with the procedure to be followed through railway board and all. There is a procedure, but that is only for emergency. So GRP role comes into picture when there are some dead body lying on track, and since it is a railway track, so disposal of dead body, then reporting to police, and all these issues comes up. So that policy formation is one of the major challenge, in which who will do what, that should be clearly codified, that should be clearly made available to everyone. And then very important part for any security agency, effective manpower planning with technological solution, balance between both the two. This is a viable model in long run to be followed. And Railway Board has made it clear that whatever the property of DFC is, it is a railway property and it is handed over to DFC, so we have to take care of that. So these are some of the basic ingredients which were discussed in today's, basically you can say my today's talk was related to the working of DFCCIL, mainly with reference to security. Apart from security, we all know this is a marvel of engineering, and a lot of work has been done, and it's an eye-opener for a lot of engineers also. When they go to the site, they see physically the work's been done, carried out in the supervision of DFCCIL, in the supervision of senior engineers and senior officers. It is great to see, and one must see the movement, traffic movement, the control rooms, and these are the basically state-of-art infrastructure created. And we are thankful that Indian Railway have given the chance to all of us to work for this. And we can consider ourselves as the pioneer of this project, because a lot of officers started this project, and in a good way, they started from scratch, and now they are already completing it. We are in between. We have also taken a part through pre-commissioning and now the post-commissioning. So we are watching a drastic change, and the fruits are being delivered now. So thank you very much. Thank you.